How's it going, guys? My name's Sean. Welcome to Venom Racing, and behind me is our new build. It's a 2017 WRX Limited. So I guess we got a Subaru, you know. But it actually is one of the cheapest ones within the U.S. And no, we're not sponsored by Auto Tempest like every other YouTuber. But let me make sure my mic's on. But the reason why it's the cheapest one, this is not a shout out to Auto Tempest, which I did look on there, but I didn't find this one on Auto Tempest. Well, in a grand scheme of the way, I did because I found it on Craigslist. I've actually been bidding on a lot of vehicles lately on Copart and IAI, and the issue is I think a lot of those auto auctions, while you can still get good deals, I think it's becoming oversaturated. It's open to the public, and another thing is too, YouTube has made Copart and IAI kind of a way to get into the YouTube business. So that's why I think it's hard to find really good deals. So I bid on probably around 12 different cars probably within the last 2 months because I'm trying to still find a daily driver. I know the Civic Si was supposed to be my daily driver, but kind of got bored with it, I'm not gonna lie, and I wanted something with 4 doors. So behind me is a 2014 WRX Limited. It's got 19,000 miles on it. I mean, it looks and smells like a brand new car. It has, like I said, 19,000 miles on it, and it does have a rebuilt title because it was in a previous accident, but it has been repaired. So I wonder what y'all guys are wondering. Why is it on a lift? Why is the hood off? Why is there no front bumper? Well, because the guy didn't do the best job on repairing it, and he was asking, I want to say, $19,000 for it, which for a used one, for a limited with that kind of mileage, normally go for around, they asked around $24,000, $25,000 for them used. So being a 2017, this one right here, the guy was asking for $19,000, which is around the 25% roll off the appraised value, which wasn't, I mean, is a good starting point. I wouldn't say it's a good ending price, but the guy didn't do the best job on repairing it, and I mean, since I do fix these cars and I do notice the little details, and it would bug me to death. So I went ahead and I figured I'll go back in, and I got it cheap enough. So you guys wondering, what did I get this car for? $14,500, which I thought was a pretty good deal because, I mean, the inside is practically brand new. Still has a new car smell. The engine looks great. It sounds great. It runs good. There are a few mechanical issues, which I'll get into in a second. But, I mean, I felt like $14,500. Fixed a lot of the issues with it that I had. Maybe I had 15.5 in it, and it's practically a brand new car. So no really complaints there. So let's go ahead and I'll tell you all the issues I have with it right now. So the front bumper, there was a crack along the bottom part of the front bumper, which the paint really didn't match completely anyways. I think the guy told me he got his paint from O'Reilly's, which we always use Sherwin-Williams paints. So I'm going to go ahead and repair the front bumper. I'm going to reshoot the front bumper so it's a better color match, and then throw it back on the car. Another thing was, it had a Cybon carbon fiber hood, which some people may like it, but for me personally, I want more just a stock subtle look. So I went ahead and sold that. Actually, it's already sold. That's why there's no hood on the car right now. Sold that one for $700. I'm looking to pick up a World Rally Blue, just stock STI or WRX hood in the near future. Just put stock hood back on it. Besides that, the wheels and tires. There's 3 matching tires, and one's a whole different tire brand altogether. And I know that Subarus are pretty sensitive on their all-wheel drive systems. On different, even though they're the same size tire, I feel like different brands have different size. Still, I mean, there's a little bit of difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably try to sell the WRX limited wheels. I'm just gonna maybe look for some STI limited BBS, and maybe I'm gonna go ahead and sand them down and paint them bronze if they're not already bronze. I always love the Subaru World Rally Blue with the bronze wheels. You cannot beat that look. I'm sorry, guys. Or if I find something else along the way. And so that's kind of the plan. Just a new set of tires, so it'll be a good daily driver, because I will be taking this car back and forth from Oklahoma City to Kansas about once or twice a week. So that's about 300 miles here and there and back. So I need a good, reliable car, and that's kind of why I wanted this thing. Being all-wheel drive would be good for the winter time in Kansas. And so I need a good set of tires. Next thing we're going to do to the car, we're going to change out the engine fluid, transmission fluid, rear diff fluid, and also I'm going to go ahead and flush the coolant, just because the guy put a brand new radiator on it, and I don't know if the guy put back Subaru, and Subaru recommends running their antifreeze. I was doing a little bit of reading on the forums, and they said just because how the boxer motor is set up, that different types of coolant can mess up the head gaskets or something like that. So I'm not going to take any chances. So I'm going to go ahead and flush the radiator, make sure that there's Subaru fluid in it so all the maintenance is up to date. So we'll have new tires. And I was getting a check engine light after I bought the car. Not when I looked at it and I was thinking, oh, shit, this would happen, you know. But what happened was it was just the ambient air temperature sensor, like tells you the outside temperature in the front bumper. So that's another reason why I pulled the front bumper off. I looked at it, what it was just a bad connection. So fixed that, and the check engine light went off. And actually, guys, if your cruise control light is on because of that, if your Subaru has a check engine light, typically it'll make it to where the cruise control light blinks at you too. So once you fix the check engine light, that typically fixes itself. Another thing is, the guy, it's a limited, but he put just normal WRX premium headlights on it without the LED little C daylight running lights. So I'm going to go ahead and try to find a set of SCI or WRX limited headlights. I'm going to sell those and put the ones back in it because it's throwing a light on in the dashboard saying the headlights aren't working correctly because the pinouts, like the plugs themselves are the same, but the pinouts are a little bit different. So that's why it's not getting anything back from the daytime running lights, thinking that there's something wrong with the headlights, when in reality it's not. It's just not the right headlights. So I'm going to do that too, guys. Another thing I plan on doing is, well, it was in the back a little bit, and it kind of smashed up the exhaust. And yeah, the guy didn't even fix the exhaust. It's wadded up on one side, and so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and swap out the exhaust. It just gives me an excuse to get an exhaust. So let me know what exhaust y'all guys like on the FA20s. I was looking into them. I was either considering the Cobb or the Corsa. Like I said, on my Mustang, I became a big fan of the Corsa brand, just because I don't want any drones since I'm going to be taking this on long drives. So either that or the Cobb is kind of what I'm looking at this time. And eventually, I plan on buying the access port. That way, I can run stage 1 for a little bit, just because I've read about the drivability of the stage 1. It just improves everything. So, and even a little bit of gas mileage, which won't hurt. So I'm going to go ahead and probably buy the access port, throw an exhaust on it, and potentially I might just buy the stage 1 with the intake and call it a day, and then eventually later on down the road I'll put a J-pipe on it and go stage 2 after a few little supporting mods here and there, you know. But it's mainly just going to be a good, reliable daily driver, so I'm going to keep it relatively stock and reliable, keep up on all the maintenance. So yeah, that's about it, because I have my S2000. I don't really need something that's too crazy, so this is not going to be like my sports car. Even though it is a fun little tuner's car, but it's going to be pretty much my daily driver. So when I do move to Kansas, so that's kind of the goal with this car. And this is the current state of it. Let's go ahead and take a look at it, guys. All right. Let me go ahead and turn this light on and make it a little bit better for you. So here we have it. Here's the engine bay. FA20. I mean, it looks almost completely brand new. Everything looks really nice on this car. It was actually hidden the front and the back, but the guy did a really good job on welding in the new core support. I mean, all the plastic clips were in it. Like, I was really shocked on the guys. I mean, he did a good job on putting the car back together. Just not the best body, man, to be honest. Let's see, here's the front bumper. I just have it sitting on here right now. As you can see right here, here's the crack I was talking about. I've already sanded it down a little bit. Let me go ahead and work that, though. And I already pulled the gas cap so I can get match the paint up correctly. Alright, let's see. Here's the inside. And I wish you guys could smell the smell in this car. I mean, you're getting hit with brand new car smell at this time. I mean, it looks spotless inside and out. That's what really sold me on the car, was the engine bay and the interior. I can do body work, so it's no big deal. Here's the back seat. There's my new oil back there. And the guy, he put a STI spoiler on it, which I'm not a big fan of the combination with the WRX wing, so I'm going to reshoot the rear trunk, and I'm actually going to take the WRX wing off and just keep the STI wing. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in the holes and reshoot the wing as well, just because the guy didn't do the best job on painting it. I don't know if, let's see if it'll focus. I don't know if you can see like the runs in the clear coat and everything else. So it's a little rough around the edges on like the stuff he did work. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and probably shoot the rear trunk. But besides that, guys, there she is. I hope you guys enjoyed this build series. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe for more. Let me know in the comments below what modifications you recommend, exhaust setups that you recommend that's not super obnoxious, but that doesn't have much drone, but I do like a good tone on it. So I think Corsa and Cobb is right up my alley, but we'll see. So go ahead and like the video, subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys in the next one.